Okay, so what is good, everyone? Welcome back. I'm NLG, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a caster Affliction Warlock specifically. I wouldn't use this as other classes, but Affliction Warlock pre-NAXX gear set that I would use if I wasn't going super try-hard and going for pre-raid bis. I think it's kind of crazy that everybody goes so nuts over farming their pre-raid bis when NAXX is just so easy. Even with the what 30% buff or whatever, it's still a complete joke of a raid. A lot of time and effort that people spend trying to sim the absolute bis pieces and whatnot, and getting no sleep for 3 days or whatever is I think it's a massive waste of time, unless you're going for realm first. If that's the case, then obviously, do your best. But this video is more tailored for, and it's also what I'm going to do. This video is more tailored for someone who is interested in NAXX and can still get into a NAXX group with this gear, while giving you enough time, because we only have 2 days before NAXX. I mean, you have the entire week to do your ID, but a lot of these pieces, it's so easy to gear in Wrath. A lot of the pieces that are really close to pre-raid bis, or at least make up a good set, can literally be gotten in like 5 quests or like 200 gold or even 100 gold on the auction house. And today I want to show you a decent gear set that you can use that it's still hit cap. It's still going to do good damage. It's I would say like 10 to 15% DPS behind pre-raid bis, but it's incredibly easy to get. I can easily finish off this set in under a day played, and I know that most of you guys can as well. And if you've already been 80 for a while, this might be useful for you if you can use or still pick up some of the pieces. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the full set. So if you just need the set, here you go. If you want to see a bunch of different variations that you can make, there's a lot of pieces that can be swapped off. And maybe you have a better piece in one of these slots and it doesn't fit your stat weights that well, then keep watching. But with your Helm, so again, this build is all under 1k gold, and I have most of these pieces. I could go finish it off. I have most of these pieces, including the kirintor honor or revered weapon, in under a day played. I have my sundial in under a day played. I'm actually at 16 hours, so I could very easily just go finish this set off. But with this set, like I said, there's various different things that you can pick up in their place. But let's start with helmet. So with helmet, I would not skip your Hat of Wintry Doom. This item is so well statted. The only caveat would be if you have the wintergrasp helmet with hit rating on it. But again, that helmet is very time consuming. That's going to take you, especially after the wintergrasp changes. I guess fixes really. After that, I mean, you're going to be in wintergrasp for a long time. So I would not even substitute this. This usually goes for about 400 gold. The gem in there is a perfect rune. It's 5 gold, and I'll have all the items at the very end added up, so you guys can see that it's 1,000 gold for everything. That gem's 5 gold. It's only 3 spell power behind the max gem, and then this enchant is you can get this with stonekeeper shards, which are also very easy to get. You can get this in a day very easily. If your faction wins wintergrasp, then you start collecting these from dungeon bosses, and you're going to be doing dungeons anyway, for your sundial down here, and then for your kirintor rep. But yeah, I would not substitute Hat of Wintry Doom. It's the most expensive piece in your set, but it's also going to last the longest. If you have, let's say I think it's Shatar rep or something like that from TBC, you can use spell power and then hit rating. That's going to outweigh this enchant. But this enchant is completely free. Yeah, so that's helmet. Next slot's going to be your Hateful Gladiator's Pendant of Subjugation. This item is only 23k honor at the vendor. It has so you're gonna go with the haste one, just because you have a bunch of hit rating easily picked up into your other slots. This one is only 23k honor. That is, I got 8k for losing a wintergrasp, so this can't be that hard to get. I don't even think I finished any of the weekly quests. And I'll show on the screen where you would pick these up and whatnot, but those quests are also going to give you stonekeeper shards as well as a ton of honor and a little bit of gold. But that is next slot. Some other honorable mentions in the next slot. If you run Old Kingdom, this is a good necklace. This is Necklace of Taldaram. Drops off of the wizard boss. Pretty good item. If you have a lot of honor in Wintergrasp, you can pick up the Deadly Gladiator version, either the hit rating version or the haste rating version, depending on your gear. This is double the honor. So again, if you have a ton of honor, just go pick that up. This necklace is actually pre-raid bis, so it's another consideration. Other necklaces, this 25 badge one, if you have a bunch of extra badges, you can pick this up. It's slightly behind the Deadly Gladiator one. And then in questing and Ice Crown, this is Emmeline's Locket. I don't think it's a long quest chain. I think you go pick up an item and then do like 5 quests, but this necklace is really well statted, even for its low item level. There's also a necklace called Dragon Prow. This necklace is only 10 gold in the auction house. So if you're literally about to run NAXX and you have some shitty necklace, and you only have 10 gold, or you only have 10 minutes, this is 10 gold. Go pick it up. But yeah, that's necklace. So this is fur line. So the next slot's gonna be shoulders. So your shoulders are going to have, so this is the Sons of Hodir quest chain. I would recommend doing the Sons of Hodir quest chain anyway, because, I mean, you're going to eventually need your shoulder enchant from there. That's your bis enchant. And these are really well statted. There's another, let me show you another pair of shoulders. I don't know where I got these from, and I'm kind of too lazy to go look it up, but these ones actually have hit rating on it as well. They're not too far behind the fur line shoulders. And then check on the auction house for the dark runic mantle. These are right behind the Sunwell pre-raid bis shoulders. On my auction house, they're just sitting at 2k gold. That's way too fucking... Don't be spending that. I don't think that's worth it. And then the enchant is also from Wintergrasp, which is that same vendor that the Helm enchant is from. So next slot is going to be your cloak. So your cloak is from Kirintor rep, kirintor, whatever you call it. You're going to be getting your weapon, which is revered, with the same reputation. So you may as well just gear for this. This is only 15 gold on the auction house, and then it's only 15, or the enchant is only like 5 gold or something like that. Let me actually check. Yeah, I think it was like 5 gold or something. But 15 haste isn't super far behind. If you have engineering or tailoring already leveled, go ahead and use those enchants. But I just wanted to give you a cheap alternative to that enchant. There's a bunch of different cloaks as well. So this one comes from Oculus. This is basically the same cloak, but a little better statted. A little higher statted, rather. And then there's also Knights of Ebon Blade has a good caster cloak that has hit rating on it, so it's a little different than your haste one. I wouldn't really use any other ones. I don't expect you to go farm Halls of Lightning for this, but Knights of Ebon Blade also has a decent one, like I said. So next slot is going to be another BOE. So this is chest. It's going to be another BOE. It is Black Duskweave Robe. So specifically, the robe, you usually don't use it as pre-raid bis, but it's very well statted. And then the bracers and the legs together have their 2-piece component. So if there's any kind of way that maybe you have Oculus bracers or something like that, you could still use the chest with the legs and still have your two-piece. That two-piece is actually super close to pre-raid bis, just from having the wrists and the legs, just because the actual pre-raid bis legs are pretty trash behind Sunwell gear. So this is black duskweave robe. This is going to be 90 gold, and then this enchant is going to be 30 gold. This is super stats. So one thing about your chest enchant is it's 15 spirit, so it's really, this enchant is like 3 spell power behind or something like that. It's not that big of a deal. Next slot is going to be your bracers. As I said, this is another BOE. This is black duskweave wrist wraps. I would, whenever you're going for these BOEs, they are crafted through tailoring, and it is, at least on my server, the robe is not worth getting crafted, because I'm guessing that people use this to level up their tailoring. But the wrists and the legs are worth getting like going and finding the mats and having them crafted. So just check prices on your server. But these bracers, these legs, and the chest are all really, really well statted for their item level, and they still give you that two-piece. And then this enchant is 23 spell power. It's only 7 behind the bis enchant, but it's substantially cheaper. I think it was going for 15 on my server. But yeah, black duskweave wrist wraps. Make sure you get this crafted. I'm 99% sure this will be cheaper when it's crafted, because they were selling for 250, and I think the mats were only 75 on my server, so definitely check the prices. Okay, so the only real difficult part of this is getting all your heroics in. This is where you're going to get your kirintor rep, and this is, I would say, irreplaceable. The thing that I would do if I had extra gold, you can go with Titan Steel Spellblade. I've seen crazy prices. I've seen people paying ridiculous amounts for this weapon. It's this one right here. It's only slightly better than the Flameheart one, and the Flameheart one's literally just revered with Kirintor. Super easy to get. Again, I have this on my Warlock in 16 hours, so I mean, it can't be that hard. There's a bunch of alternatives that you could use, but realistically, you're gonna want that one hand with hit rating. You can also pick up this Drak Thrawn Keep one, but there's also the staff out of Utgard Pinnacle, and then you could get lucky in Oculus. But again, this video is mainly like, you literally have NAXX tomorrows and you need your full set, like you hit 80 yesterday or something. So I don't want to go into too many heroic items. Again, if you get heroic items while you're farming your 40 badges, feel free to use that and then swap one of these pieces. Okay, so next item is going to be your offhand. Your offhand, this item, Twilight Tome, it's pretty low stats. So maybe you have TBC stuff. Maybe you get lucky at Drak Thrawn Keep. Nobody usually takes this offhand. Same for this one from the Nexus. If you have extra badges, obviously just pick up the Ward of the Violet Citadel. It's really easy to get. And then if you're a rich boy, you can pick up the Ironbound Tomb. That's going to stat out a little, the Faces of Doom one, not the Ironbound one. This offhand is going to stat a little better. But yeah, this should be like 100 gold or something like that, because a lot of people are leveling Inscription, and it just goes well with this full set. Okay, so next item is going to be your gloves. So your gloves, whenever you're in pre-raid base, you're going to be using Spellweave gloves. This is kind of statted around that. It's literally the exact same important stats, where it's Spirit, Spell Power, Haste. But this is also from the Sons of Hodir quest chain. Again, I would recommend it. It's like 3 items that come from Sons of Hodir, so I would just go ahead and knock that out. It takes like an hour and a half or something like that, even if there's a lot of people. Honorable mentions. I don't know. I think I would just farm. Like, these are so easy to get. If you have extra gold, you could pick up Ebon Weave gloves. Maybe that would go a little better with your gear. But even still, this is super overpriced. Usually this item is like literally 200 gold. And at that point, you may as well just get pre-red bis, which is probably about 500 gold more or something like that. And then the enchant is going to be 28 spell power. Again, I'm assuming that you hit 80 and you don't have professions, so you're just going to use 28 spell power. This enchant is super cheap on the auction house. This shit's 12 gold. I was using this on while I was leveling just to speed up my leveling because it was so cheap. So yeah, if you're still like 78 or something like that, I would just go pick just pick up like 4 or 5 of these, and just use it while you're leveling. Next item is going to be your belt. So this belt is actually godly. It's called Braided Bat Sinew. It's out of a quest chain in Zuldrak. I'll put the exact quest that gives it to you, but I was already questing in Zuldrak, and it was very easy to get. One thing that you're going to want to do with this item is make sure that you put an eternal belt buckle in it, so that you can complete your meta. The belt buckle is like 80 gold. If you wanted to, basically with this set, the only way that you're going to complete your meta is by putting in that belt buckle, so I would just pick this up. But these are like perfect stats. I know that it's going to be lower than the pre-raid bis belt, which is this item. This is plush sash of Guzba. So if you have extra badges, if you have extra time, just go farm this. This is also really easy to get. I wouldn't bother with literally any of these other heroic ones. If you happen to be honored with Wormrest Record, you can pick up this belt. It's pretty good. It's got a lot of hit rating on it too. But like I said, this green belt is like perfect stats for Affliction, and it's very easy to get. So again, I'm thinking time crunch. Okay, so we're on legs. So for legs, this is this is black duskweave leggings. These are going to be, I want to say 90 gold in current prices. And the enchant on it is going to be, I want to say this is 25 gold. This is called Shining Spell Thread. This is only 15 spell power behind the bis leg enchant. If you have tailoring, you can use this thing. It's called Sanctified Spell Thread. This is your free enchant basically. So again, if you're tailoring, you're going to use this one. This is going to be better, and it's free. And then if you're tailoring, you're also going to use your tailoring cloak enchant. It's going to be better than 15 haste. But again, these legs, specifically because of the 2-piece and because the pre-raid bis legs are trash, unless you have the Sunwell legs. If you have Sunwell legs, use the Sunwell legs, but these legs combined with the wrists are very, very close to pre-raid bis. And yeah, it's super cheap. It's 90 gold. Okay, next item is going to be your Leia's foot pads. So this is from an Ice Crown quest. It's very early in the chain for Ice Crown. I think it starts, I want to say it's one of these quests right here. So you do like 5 or 6 quests in this starting area, and then it leads you over to the second part, and then you can get the boots. But these boots are super good. It even has a socket in it, so you can put your second gem in there. So for this belt, this gem is called a shining something. It's like a shining green gem or whatever. It's just 6 hit, 6 spirit. Again, it's for your meta slot. And then the second gem is going to be your purified, whatever the green gem is called, for purples. But you would put that in the boot slot, you pick up your 5 spell power, and then I put Ice Walker on these boots. If you're an engineer, I would go ahead and put your nitro boots on these, because nitro boots is super cheap, and then I would put a veiled monarch topaz in this hat of wintry doom. But Ice Walker's literally 10 gold, or it was literally 2 gold on my server. So I would just use that. Again, we're in budget gear, so we don't need to be putting fucking 300 gold enchant on some trash item. Or at least not trash, but temporary item. So yeah, that's boots. I wouldn't really replace these with anything. Again, if you have reputation, you should just pick up your sandals of Crimson Fury. Those are going to be your pre-raid bis. If you run Heroic Nexus, you can pick up these boots. But yeah, these are solid boots. They have hit rating on them and everything. This next ring is going to be Brunhildar Runed Ring. This is also going to come from Sons of Hodir rep. Or from the Sons of Hodir quest chain. Again, all of the Sons of Hodir stuff I finished in like an hour and a half, something like that. And I wasn't even level 80. And I just incidentally picked this ring up, and I'm like, damn, this is actually really well statted. And when it comes to this like slightly behind gear, the item level is only 174, but your pre-raid bis is only 200. So it's not like you're in just complete dog gear. You know, you're in decent gear and this is really well statted. And you got to think your pre-raid bis rings are pretty difficult to get, like especially out of Utgard Keep and Culling. Just about everybody in that group is going to roll on it. Healers, DPS, any other casters that you bring. So yeah, I would just pick this up. This is from Sons of Hodir quest chain. And then the second ring is going to be Amber Glow Signet. This has a different name for Alliance. So if you're an Alliance Warlock, you're going to have to look this up and then swap to the Alliance equivalent quest. Another ring that you can pick up. So for Amber Glow Signet, it's a pretty long quest chain. It's out in Storm Peaks, and I'll put it on the map where you go to pick it up. But it's kind of a long one. I mean, you have flying by the time you get to Storm Peaks, so it doesn't take you nearly as long. But yeah, this ring is super solid. It has good stats. Some honorable mentions if you don't pick that up. If you have extra honor from Wintergrasp, I would pick up the Deadly Gladiator Band of Ascendancy. It's got a ton of hit rating. This is also pre-raid bis. I would not use this ring. This ring is Prospector's Prize out of Halls of Stone. I would not use this ring because it doesn't have spell power on it. It's kind of it's a bait for a lot of players. I also wouldn't use this ring, which is the Jewel Crafting Ring of Northern Tears. I would not use this ring. This is really crit heavy ring. Again, obviously, if you pick up your pre-raid bis rings, use that. There's some decent ones out of Heroics that I just passed, but realistically, these two rings are going to be better than anything you're going to find on the auction house, and they have a ton of hit rating on them. So it completes your set really well, and it comes from questing, so it's mega easy to get. So next item is going to be your trinket. So in addition to when you farm Heroics for your kirintor dagger and your cloak, you're also going to be picking up emblems of heroism. There's a good chance that your emblems of heroism were gained through questing. A lot of these Sons of Hodir quest chains are going to give you anywhere from like 1 to 5 emblems of heroism. Same for the Storm Peaks quest chain. Those also give heroism badges, and you use those to pick up this sundial. I had 25 badges by the time I hit 80, and I was just following that rested XP guide. And I've only gotten another like 30 or something like that. I haven't even, so I've gotten like 50 badges total or something. So these badges are super easy to get. If one of the first things, once you hit 80, if you want to just do a heroic world tour, which is where you find a group and then literally just run all the heroics together, that takes like 3 or 4 hours. That would be a good start. But yeah, you definitely want to pick up Sundial just because it's so easy to get and it's so well statted. Okay, last trinket is going to be Rune of Infinite Power. So this is going to come from a quest. It's out in Dragonblight. I'll show a little image. So this item is going to be picked up. It's literally just one quest. It's 10 minutes. It's very easy. You get good reputation from it, and then this is a godly trinket. One thing to note, if you did level engineering, you cannot substitute, or you cannot use this simultaneously with your glove enchant. I would still use the hyperspeed accelerator glove enchant from engineering as well as this trinket, but just know you can't stack them. So it might not be good on something that's super fast like a nub or con or whatever. But realistically, this trinket is super good. This is essentially your Mark of War. You would actually use this trinket in your pre-raid bis if you couldn't get Mark of War anyway. For most people, I actually don't use Mark of War in my pre-raid bis, but yeah, this is super solid trinket, super easy to get. Okay, so last item is going to be your Gwyneth runed dragon wand. This wand is literally 10 gold on the auction house. I wouldn't use any other wand. Obviously, if you get this Utgard Keep heroic one, that's going to be pre-raid bis. But all the other wands suck. Even if you still have a Sunwell wand, you can use that. But all the wands out of heroics, they actually suck except for the Utgard Keep one. A lot of them are just crap stats, or like, let me show you one. Where is no, that's not out of heroics. They'll have like crit or whatever. You just don't want those stats. You would be much better off just going with the Utgard Keep one. And there's a good chance, like I said, there's a good chance that you get at least one of these items out of heroics while you're doing heroics. You may even be ahead of the game, and maybe you already have the wintergrasp stuff completed, or you already have some badges and you're just missing some pieces. But in total, the order that I would go in if I were to do this, and I literally had one day, I would just, so the 1k gold, you're going to get that leveling to 80 as long as you didn't just like dungeon grind or whatever. I'd literally just buy all the BOEs and all the cheap enchants, all the cheap gems and stuff, and I would do that first. Then I would run heroics for my 40 badges for my sundial. You're also going to pick up your kirintor revered in this time. If you're in a world tour group, I would just run all the heroics with them. Again, you might get lucky. You might get some random piece of gear that you can play around with. After I do all my heroics, that should take like 4 hours. This should take like an hour. I would just do all my wintergrasp weekly quests. So the way that wintergrasp works is that every 3 hours you can run this, and basically even if you lose, you're gonna get a ton of honor. So you could go in there and AFK if you need to. But yeah, make sure you do all the weekly quests. You're gonna make some gold from that, and then you're also working towards the deadly gladiator necklace, or the hateful gladiator necklace, or if you want to go for the deadly gladiator ring and simultaneously the deadly gladiator necklace, you can do that. And then after all that, then I would go back and do all the different quests that I linked in the images. I can have them linked down below as well, but I would just do it in that order. Again, let me show you my gear. I have most of these pieces still. I have a few others that I got lucky with. I got super lucky on this dark runic mantle. But yeah, that's pretty much my thought process. Again, this should take you under a day. So if you literally, you were super slow, you were busy at work or whatever, and you still want to do NAXX, and you're about to hit 80, and then the NAXX group is tomorrow, you could be there, man. You could do it as long as you got tomorrow off. Okay, so I actually forgot to show the stats and like just compare it to actual pre-raid bis. So if you look down here, you can just see the stats of this versus your full pre-raid bis. As you can see, it's not too far behind. if you were to fully raid buff for everything, I think you would sit at probably like, if I had to completely guess, probably about 2k spell power here. I'm talking with flask, all that crap, and then you probably sit around 1700, 1800 here. But the most important part is that you're actually hit capped with this. Again, I went a little over hit cap because of the gems. The perfect gems might be a little expensive. You can just go with the super cheap 1 or 2 gold green gems. And then I also wanted to show just this that I kept having pop up. I also wanted to show how much everything costs in total, so I'll do that now. Okay, so this is a grand total of everything. Again, you could probably do this a lot quicker than a full day. This could even probably take you half a day if you have a competent heroic group. But yeah, this is full enchants, fully gemmed. Your meta's working. You have a decent weapon. You can still do damage with this. You're not too far behind pre-raid bis, and it took practically 0 effort. This is perfect for your alt. This is perfect for people who are a little bit late. But yeah, I hope this helps. I hope that you guys are able to pick up everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good one.